Well, here I am on the topic of elementary school. It was a blast at times. Now I wished I could go back. At the same time, So, my experience was awesome. I remember we had them classic green radios. And if I edit this video, I'll put one right here. And they played this song where, going on a bear hunt, gonna catch a big one. And I remember us having to do the motions and everything. And, kindergarten was just like this happy place. We got naps, 10-minute naps, stuff like that. I think it's 15-minute naps. And then if you was a real good kid the whole day and they liked you, they would pick one every day, and you could sleep in a tent. And while everybody else was sleeping in sleeping bags, but you could take your sleeping bag in the tent and sleep. And they had, of course, a big box TV. They'd pull it out in the corner. They'd put Caillou on, or Clifford, or, Bill Nye the Science Guy, or something like that. And it was good. I loved it. And I even lost some of my teeth. I had a Lightning McQueen sleeping bag. Just making this video, I'm starting to remember things. Things are coming back to me. And yes, I was a weird kid. I ate Germ-X. I had a friend. We ate Germ-X together. Not something that was just crazy. Thankfully, the teacher stopped us from doing that. I don't know why we done that. But anyway, we had some fun experiences in there. Like I said, I lost tooth like crazy. I played t-ball, Braves t-ball. That was what team I played for on t-ball. It was real fun. That was when I was 5. It was awesome. And then, of course, the lunch was as always as it was until I graduated. But it was still good. Elementary school food, though, was a little better in my opinion. To me. I don't know if y'all experienced that or what. But then we're going to move on to first grade. First grade, it's getting a little bit more advanced. And we started, that's when we first started plus or add and subtract. We started doing that. And we started doing little time sheets where you got to answer 30 questions or something like that in a certain amount of time. And we would do that. We would read stories. We also had this thing where we'd go around the room and we'd do different activities. Like some kids would bring, what's that game? Icebreakers or whatever. And it has the penguin up top. And I also think it had a polar bear at one time too. I don't remember. And you hit it with the hammer and it breaks. And whoever's the last one standing wins. That game was getting passed around. Monkeys in a Barrel was getting passed around. All kinds of games. And, we played like crazy in there. And then I remember the Minions come out then. And we watched it. But, moving on to second grade, vividly, I really don't remember second grade all that much. I remember, I really don't remember second grade. I just remember it being a little bit more tougher. Oh no, I'm getting old. How do I not remember second grade? Oh my gosh. I know my teacher was McCoy. It was a woman. Real sweet. But I can't remember. I remember one day we had a tornado and I was sitting there and we looked up and we all got sent home because the power went out. But, dang, I really don't remember nothing from second grade. I'm not even joking. But, oh hey, hang on. I do remember some stuff from second grade, and that was when we went to the computer lab. That was a fun time. We went and got on primary games. The Doom Buggy game was where it was at. We played, or either they made us do freaking, not Stride Academy, that was 6th grade, that was 4th grade when that crap come in. But, Renaissance Place. That is what we had to do. Renaissance Place. And there's some other learning thing. I can't remember. You'd have a dog in the corner and have a barn in the back. And then it had another character and another little location in the back. And I can't remember what that was. But then we played unblocked games. So you could play Sonic and stuff on there. It was real fun. And Starfall, that was another thing we played. And then the library, dude, I would get the same book every time until the librarian was like, look, you've already had to read this book. I would just get the same book because they made you get books. And I love NASCAR. And they had these 2000 NASCAR books. I'll put them up right here if I can find a picture of them. They had a Dale Earnhardt Sr. one. I kept getting that. They had a Dale Earnhardt Jr. one, a Tony Stewart one, and I think a Bobby Labonte one. I can't remember. But, no, I think it was Matt Kenseth. But I read all of them. And there was mainly pictures with like 3 sentences on the bottom because, and it was a kindergarten level book, but it's because I liked NASCAR. And they said, look, you're in a higher grade now, you should read stuff that's your age. And so eventually I did. But we'd sit in there and we had the big square TVs, the first flat screen TVs with the speakers in the bottom. We had those at my house too. Loved them. But we would watch Clifford on VHS, Arthur. We would watch all these cool, and don't even get me started on the book fair when they come. You knew I was getting a freaking eraser. I was getting something. I'd be begging my grandmother, and she'd give me $5 or $10 every time they come. And back then, you could get a lot. Now, I don't know. Because I think when I graduated, it's like $20 for some books. But them posters, man, they wanted $20 for them posters back then. Now, that's crazy. But getting from that back to the computer lab, that was fun. But when we left, everybody was like, ugh. But, so now we're going to move on to 3rd grade. 3rd grade, I changed schools. Was a little bit of a different experience. It was pretty cool. About the same, though. And that was when we started reading, I forget what the book is called, but it had this, I put a picture of it here, brown mice, with a green suit. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, we read that all the time. We watched Fat Albert, like the actual cartoon. We watched every holiday. We watched every Snoopy because our teacher was pretty cool. And then I went back to the school I was before. So I only transferred 1 year. Back to 4th grade. And that's where Stride Academy kicked in. And we had to get all these coins to play some of these games for like a minute. And then you're back to math and reading and stuff like that. We had to do it every time we went to computer lab. And then after 10 minutes, then they'd be like, okay, or I think it's 20. After 20, okay, y'all can get off Stride Academy now and go to games. So we'd do that for a little bit and then we'd go back to normal work. And 3rd grade was actually when the multiplication started. And then 4th grade come. That was mainly our science year, kind of. Learned a lot of science that year. Especially Bill Nye, loving to watch him. And then I made a volcano. That was cool. Then I did like this potato project, with the clock and all that. And then I also did a gummy bear project where you leave it in water overnight and it expands to where it's huge because of gelatin in it. Was really cool. I liked that science experiment. We also used to have that magic guy come. I remember when we was there in school. I was like, hey, we got a special thing in the gym. And I'm like, what do you mean? We'd also play Wii games and stuff in there because our PE teacher was awesome. She was there since the 80s. She retired when we left. But she was real sweet. But it ended up being the magic guy. And he had this garbage bag. And he would do this and things would come out of it. Of course, it's probably just like one of them things to shoot fireworks a little bit already in there, and he was just acting like he's hitting it and making it happen. But we was stupid kids, so we was like, "Whoa, this guy's magic!" And then he done this weird thing where he put soap in the microwave, and that thing expanded like this big. He said, "Do not try this at home. You tell me not to try something at home, man. Okay, just like WWE." I got smashed through a table by one of my buddies when we slept over one time. We wrestled like crazy. We had WWE 2011. We loved wrestling. We would trade action figures, everything. But he told me not to try it at home. I went home, threw that thing in the microwave. My grandmother don't know what's going on. My dad's at work. She comes over, she's like, "What's in the microwave?" And I'm like, oh, just a bar of soap. It's an Irish Spring. She's like, now I got to clean the microwave. And I open it. That thing's huge, but it's as big as the microwave inside. I take it out. The thing's hot. And I thought it was really cool. But I made a mess for her to clean up, sadly. But anyway, I'm saying that a lot. I'm sorry I keep saying but. It was a really great time. Then let's move on to 5th grade. 5th grade, it was about the same as 4th grade. Did the same stuff. Math got a little bit more advanced, as so did literature and science, but not too bad. We played flag football though, a lot of different things. Oh, and one more thing I didn't say anything was we had this huge what is it? A parachute that was in the gym, and we'd do that and go up under. That was so cool. We would throw rubber chickens on it. We'd be doing this and bouncing them off and throwing all kinds of stuff on it. It was really fun. But getting back to where I was, that was when the health thing started coming into play with the, if I believe the Obama stuff, the Obamacare or something like that. Not Obamacare, but it's something to do with politics, and I really wouldn't, I didn't care. But I remember they started making us eat healthy, and even if we didn't want grapes, we had to get grapes, we had to get salads and stuff like that, even though if you didn't eat it, you didn't eat it. But it was awesome, okay? 5th grade was awesome. 6th grade come, it was our graduation year from elementary school, and we were so happy, and I also was kind of scared that I was going to lose a lot of friends. I lost 2 because they went to a different school. The rest of them transferred with me to high school until we graduated, except for a couple. They ended up swapping back. But it was such a great time. High school was scary when we got there, though. But that's for another video. But there we go again. I keep saying that. I'm sorry. They took us on took us to the bowling alley, and that was our 6th grade trip, graduation. They threw us a little party in the cafeteria. They put boards up on the windows so it looked like it was dark in there during the day, and we had a dance, and we had fruit punch, and I think they was playing movies and music videos up on the wall, projecting it. Just really cool, a great experience. And then it was all gone like that. The playground was also one of my favorite places to go. Swinging, I would swing and I would sing Nickelback. I was a crazy kid, but hey, when I rode around with Dad and just me and him, and he listened, he had his Nickelback CDs. I sung that stuff like crazy. So when I was at school, and we didn't have smartphones back then. This is probably 2nd or 3rd grade. I would sing Nickelback. I memorized all the words, and I'd be over swinging, not even embarrassed. I'd just be singing, and everybody come over and start swinging by me, and then I sit and get up and go to a different swing or something. But yeah, it was real fun. So anyway, guys, let me know what y'all's elementary memories are. I'm pretty sure y'all have a lot. Like me, I have a lot more that I probably will remember after I end this video. But that is my elementary school experience, and it was a awesome elementary school experience. I stuttered a lot there. Also, I got a John Cena poster one time at the book fair. It's pretty cool. But anyway, I'll see you on the next video. I'm not going to keep rambling. I thought it was a good video. Anyway, see y'all later. Oh, and the bus rides. The bus rides was cool. I meant to say the bus rides. Bus rides was awesome. I loved getting to ride the bus home, talking to all the kids. I had the 3DS. Life was good. But life is still good. I've got to get out of the thing of just reminiscing. That's why I'm making videos, just so I get it out, I guess you could say. And start fresh on a clean slate and move forward. But not in the future, but in the present. Anyway, guys, thank y'all, and I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all's day. And as always, God bless, and have a great rest of your weekend.